We have another sneak peek. It's actually from yesterday, but I saw it too late in the day for me to film, about the discussion between Meri and Janelle. And all I have to say is I appreciate both of them so much, because Janelle especially is so concerned about Meri making sure that she gets her share. It's just a conversation between Meri and Janelle, and they're just saying basically everyone needs to be on all the pieces of property. And they need to sell it. They have no interest in this property. Janelle sort of says, I don't know what Cody's trying to do. Maybe he's trying to just frustrate us so much that we just throw up our hands and just say, whatever, you can have it. She is explaining to Meri, probably mostly for our sake, which pieces of property who is on. She keeps saying Cody randomly put their names on people on lots. My theory has always been that Cody's name is on all of them to protect himself, and then he took the two wives that he felt were most loyal and that he liked the most, which are Meri and Robin, and then put their name on another piece of property with the wives that he had the most worry about. So Janelle is on a piece of property with Meri, and Robin was on a piece of property with Christine. And that way he had he felt like he had a 2/3 vote. I don't think he ever thought that I think him and Janelle had such a good relationship that he really thought she would never leave him. And I don't think that she would have if he had continued the way that they had been for the first half of their marriage. But I think that's part of the reason why he had such a hard time accepting that she left, was he thought she would never leave me, unless I told her to. And then she was like, nah, you want me to pick, you want me to pick you over my kids. And that's just a ridiculous thing to ask. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Because she never really had the issue with Robin that Christine obviously had. And then now there's starting to be this dialogue that maybe Meri had a problem too with Robin. At least that's what came out of the Tamron Hall interview. There was always this tension between Robin and Meri, which is interesting because I've never heard that brought up before. I'd like to hear more about that. But anyway, they meet at the property. Janelle says it's especially important that you, Meri, get what's due because you're in the worst position. Cody could and did make an argument that Meri just deserves her 1/3 of one small section. And they're explaining that Janelle does have a lawyer to put some pressure on him. Meri does have a lawyer, but isn't really using him yet, which clarifies to me, because she's like, I'm going to have to get a lawyer. And I was like, I thought she did. And what it means is maybe she's picked out a lawyer and spoken to a lawyer, but hasn't actually put down a deposit to start doing things yet. What's funny is them getting 1/4. I'd say at least 80% of the fandom, maybe more, feels that even them getting 1/4 was unfair because they put in money from their own stuff. And as far as we know, people surmise, people guess that any money that Robin put in was family money, which meant it was technically only 1/5 her contribution, and was 1/5 Janelle, 1/5 Meri, 1/5 Christine, 1/5 Cody. And likely the same is true of Cody as well, because he has described his other businesses being failed businesses, which, and we know that when Meri asked for money for the B&B, he explained how he borrowed $40,000 and had only repaid $20,000, which meant he lost $20,000. And so the idea being that it seems like the only people who put in money that they earned outside of the family money was Janelle, Christine, and Meri. But we don't really know that, but I'm just telling you what people think.